Yes.
We are live on YouTube. This is a first for us. We're going to get set up. What are we going to be talking about tonight?
The HMO checklist. If you want to do HMOs as a property strategy and make passive income beasts, then you have to keep watching. And you comment below. Tell us where you are, who you are you already doing HMOs? Are you doing any property of any kind? Are you using your own money? There are so many questions and about different strategies that you're trying to do. So I'm very interested to see who is watching this and what it is you need. Like, tell us if you've got any challenges at the same time. We've got all these guys going on at the same time. Don't know which one to look at. It's brilliant because we're bringing value.
Let's see if we can get live in all of these places. So welcome Facebook, welcome Instagram, welcome YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever it is you're watching this. What I want you to do is start tagging some people. Now it takes quite a brave person to tag some people in their posts, I think.
You have to get it shared everywhere. Just tag, share. Give people the opportunity, because the thing is, if they've maybe never seen us before or didn't even know that we were doing this, then how are they going to know if it's useful to them or not? You've got to tag them and give them the opportunity. If they don't want to watch it, they'll just come off. It's fine. But give them the opportunity. Share and add as much value. You could transform somebody's life just because you've tagged them in something. So give everybody the opportunity. That's all it's about. So go tagging away. Sharing is caring.
So think about this, right? In a HMO project, there are various things. What is this? What is that?
That's the live.
What is it?
That is how it's appearing.
For you or for everybody? Like this, right?
So we're talking. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's working to me. Why don't people comment? I mean, people are saying hi. Maybe it's just yours. Right? Just refresh the whole thing. Yeah. So listen, in a HMO project, there are various things you've got to do to make sure that you've done them before you are exchanged. Oh, you can't see. Oh my goodness. This is, what is this? Solo off? Or do I need to do this too? What about now? Does it make any difference?
Now?
Can you still hear us?
What about today?
Or maybe you can only use so many
screens.
I mean, but I'm seeing here, and I'm seeing there, and I'm seeing here, and I'm seeing here. I mean...
Yeah, I have a blue screen. We cannot see you.
Yeah. Let me see if this has made the difference. Let me see.
Can you see us?
Does it make any difference?
Can you see
Listen, I mean, first of all, we are going to sort this out, so you need to tag a load of picture. Yeah, just keep...
A load of picture?
Yeah, a load of picture. You just need to keep... What did I even say?
Tag a load of picture.
Yeah, tag a load of people in the picture live right now. Because we
No, but do you know what it is? Probably Facebook doesn't think that there is enough of you in the picture yet, so therefore they want to see you. And once they feel that there is enough of you, they are going to go crazy with the picture so that you can see us. It's an intrigue. Are you actually thinking
it's like a podcast.
Secretly that we are naked behind the screen?
It's like a podcast.
Something like that.
Oh yeah, baby, I told you we were going to sort it out. We sorted it out.
Yes! Fix! High five!
Yeah.
Always find a solution.
Listen, I tell you, we sort it out, but now you need to tag as many people as possible. Also share it. Share it on your timeline and share it in any groups that you think might be useful. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to delete your post and ban you from the group. I mean, I've seen that happen quite a little bit, but usually that's just when they don't want you to know the secrets of how to build a profitable property portfolio. Because some people, they might say that that's what they want, but have you been, I mean, comment. Wherever it is you're watching this, please comment. Do you think there's some kind of people out there that kind of want to see, but they don't want you to succeed too much? Have you had a boss?
Just like a little bit.
Or have you had a boss, or do you currently have a boss that like to see you succeed because it was good for their company, but they didn't want to see you succeed too much? I mean, if you start to succeed too much, then they start to be like, oh, hey, you're good, but you're not that good, Yeah, comment if you have had that situation before. I'll be very interested to know that.
Because they want you to succeed, they want you to be successful, but not more than them or quicker than them, because then they feel like it devalues themselves. Whereas like our ethos, the way that we coach, train, mentor people is for them to go out there and like, some of them are doing bigger deals than we've ever done. I'm not afraid of saying that. And the reason that we are happy and we promote doing that is due to the fact that it is extremely important to make sure that people get their outcome. It's not about our outcome. Our outcome is very different to somebody else. It's very unique. So it's about you being able to add value to your own life in whatever means that means, right?
Whatever means that means. We are full of memes tonight.
Yeah, I love it. And whatever means it means.
Yeah, so think about if you're going to have a checklist for a HMO project. I'm talking about from getting your numbers confirmed to exchange to complete to go through all the build phase, what it is that you need. Do you want to know that? Like, you need to comment right ahead. Do you want to know this? And by the way, the people who are watching this live, you're in for a special treat, because at the end of this, we're going to give you something very special. We're going to allow you to be on a certain list that's going to receive something very, very special. So if you want that, put hashtag special. If you want it, only if you want it. Only put hashtag special if you want it. Because we're going to be watching all of these comments. You know, we're going to see what it is that you guys are up to, and if you're interested, and if you do want it. Now, I don't know where you're watching.
HMO checklist.
You could be watching this on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever it is that you're watching this.
We need to be on the other page so we can see the comments.
Yeah, that is true, but I just want to make sure everything is working and everything is still there. What is this? That's Instagram now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, hey, listen, I've got something very special for you. Put hashtag HMO if you're into HMOs. Or if you want to get in HMOs. I need to see the hashtags. I need to see the hashtags from the people.
Listen, people are scared at the moment with HMOs. I've been hearing it quite a lot online. The thing is, everything that goes around social media, there's a lot of this, that, and the other that goes on. You know, somebody's maybe comment turns into the truth and it's gospel and it has to be the end result. No, the thing is, it's like Brexit, right? It's all a gossip, rumour. I'm not saying Brexit is a gossip and a rumour, but what I'm saying is it is all a mindset thing. So somebody's like, there's got to be a crash now because of this and because of this fact and whatever. You know, if you focus on just getting your own solution and result, then you are going to have an amazing, prosperous business that works in any market, because that is what you're supposed to do if you want to be successful. So it's not about focusing on the hearsay and the gossip. Yeah, be aware of what's going on in the news, but is that positive and empowering stuff that you hear? Like, for example, today, only just earlier, I'm going to be totally real with you. Like, I constantly have moments recently, you know, since the split and everything, that it's like, I don't really know what's going on and what am I doing today? And I'm a bit up and down and kind of my emotions are different. So it's like, I'm trying to figure that out. But when you do have a constant, stop doing that, it's really distracting. But
like now, or this, like,
it keeps flicking screens.
You don't need to look at yourself. Just speak to the people.
I am speaking to the people.
Well,
I am literally speaking to the people.
You got this.
But literally, what is interesting is that if you just focus, stop it. Okay. If you just focus on just what you need to do and how you need to achieve it, then you will achieve it. That is the massive, successful way of doing it. Because the thing is, when we started out in property, we had so many negative comments of, what are you doing? Have you lost your minds? This is never going to work. It's a scam. We had people telling us, you're not going to get those kind of valuations. You're not experienced enough. You don't know how to get those kind of rents. You won't get those kind of rents. That's going to cost a fortune.
And it happened for a while, you know. Like, it happened for a while.
Ages.
Yeah,
And
do you know what? At one point, people got really aggressive and started making up total nonsense that was not true. The way we were doing things, and that it was, you know, untoward, and it wasn't working, and people were losing money and all the rest of it. Hey, look, I'm not saying that every deal goes the way that you plan it to be. But first of all, what I want to give you on this session is a step-by-step checklist. That's all it is, just to be aware. You know, Gary Vee said it himself. He said, look, you know, all you need to work on is your self-awareness. Yeah, there's a big, massive energy shift going on in the world right now, and it's about your consciousness. Like, people are walking around asleep, they're not connected to each other. You know, we're wondering why people cannot stay in relationships for long. It's quite funny that I'm saying that, yeah? But also, it's like some people, they stay in a relationship. So some people can't stay in a relationship, and some people stay in one that is not serving them. Yeah, people do stay in jobs that are not serving them. They do things on a daily basis that are not serving them. Now, I'm not saying that every day I mean, love what you do for sure, but there's still certain things that you have to do because it's part of what you need to do to move forward, to contribute to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you are connected, and this is what the whole thing is about, when you're connected and your level of consciousness is expanded, your awareness, we just want to make you more aware about HMOs. Being more aware of yourself and all the rest of it, absolutely. Discovering your true potential, very important. And many of you are going to be doing that soon.
And it's really important because, like, the thing is, people just don't get started. They fail to get started because they're focusing on the big picture and
because
what
they think they're aware.
But they
Would you agree
like,
that?
yeah,
Would you agree that?
Yeah,
That they think they're aware, but they're not ready. They don't know what's going on.
But I think the difference, because people ask me all the time, like, how come you did something that nobody else was doing, and why did you trust in yourself or have the confidence to just go straight into HMO, even though everyone was telling you can't do it that way? The difference was simple, that we did not want to listen to the gossip and the status quo, which is what I was talking about before. It's a really important factor, and the reason I'm bringing it up, and yeah, we're going to talk about HMOs, but I think I need to say this because it is such an imperative learning that I certainly had. I can only speak for myself, but that I had was, if you trust in yourself first, listen to mentors, training, coaches' advice, absolutely, because listen to the experts that are in the industry doing it. But if somebody tells you can't do something, what are you going to do then? If somebody tells you this won't work, what are you going to do then? If someone tells you this challenge is going to happen, what are you going to do then? The difference in what we did to what probably other people were doing before is I found a solution. I focused on the solution, listened and was aware of the status quo, the gossip, or the news, yeah? But I didn't focus on the news, I focused on what was my outcome. What do I want to get out of it? I want to get out of my job by the end of 2017, it was? 2017, yeah? I made a thing to myself to say by the end of 2017, and I was actually out by the June 2017. It was amazing. This is what I mean, the compound effect of just focusing on that goal until it was successful. And once we found the numbers out, when we learned about property, and I found out that HMO, so I could get a buy-to-let, for example, and I could get between £150, £200 a month net income, right, from one asset. Great, brilliant, right? But as soon as I found out that I could potentially be making $1,000+ a month on one HMO, I was like, well, I only need two of them.
But this is what's caused. This is what's caused the gold rush. Because I know you've got a whole story behind that and all the rest of it, but like we need to get onto the training.
But this helps them learn.
No, I get it, but it's
to do HMO. And why like HMO is a great thing.
Yeah, but this is what caused the gold rush, because people would tell stories like that and say, yeah, £1,000 cash flow and all the rest of it. So people then started filling the market with a load of houses,
lounges with a bed in.
Yeah, like just rooms with a bed in. I mean, we were just in one the other week where like it was being ran as a HMO, but we like walked in there and it's like to us it's derelict.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of furniture, a bit of a bed, and all the rest of it. I mean, Matt, like if I came to view that, like this is no wonder people
are renting it.
No, people are going crazy. I mean, like the property side is to raise the standard of living, provide luxury for accommodation, but real life's mission is to design, create, and deliver the most life transformational coaches, training, and experiences, like to assist people to live financially free. Do you want to be financially free, physically free, mentally free? I mean, listen, being aware of your mental health and your emotional health is, I would say, more important than your physical health. Yeah. Because when you take care of the mental and the emotional, and if you want to go there, the spiritual, because the spirit always knows what you need, and then the emotional and the mental, like the physical is easy. I mean, let's face it, what stops you from going to either work out or eat healthily foods?
Yeah, your mind.
It's your mind, frick, and it's your emotions, and you just, I want instant gratification, so I'm going to eat chocolate crisp, I'm going to go to the fast food restaurant.
And then feel crap about yourself about 5 minutes later.
Yeah, well there you go, and that's the situation. So here's the thing, we're going to give you the whole picture.
Yeah, but 1 second, because this is really important. So this is why, because people panic and be like, oh yeah, I want to do HMOs, but eventually I need to start with this first. I'm not saying don't do that, because again, know your outcome. But for me, just as a untrained, brand new into property, when I first began, I was like, okay then, I need to start out doing buy-to-lets and a bit of this, that and the other to begin with, and then build up to a HMO. But as soon as I found out that I could be making £1,000 a month net income, and bear in mind, that's our smallest ones. We make way more on the bigger ones, right? But once I found out that, I was like, right, I have to, even though everybody was against it and totally like, no, you can't do it because of this. Like they had reams of lists. I then was like, right, okay, well, who can show me that I can do it? So I just went in search for answers, got the answers, which enabled us to blast through. And we're going to give you a checklist so that not only can you do it for yourself and make this kind of income, because if we can do it, so can you.
Yeah, and people talked about buy to let being the foundation. Start with small deals so you can work your way up. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I mean, that's what can be down to what people want to do.
In fact, we'll do a different video.
Yeah, but
some buy to lets can be like mega.
The foundation. And what I'm talking about is a HMO is a foundation for many things. It teaches you how to deal with bigger projects, to be able to go into development, starting new builds. It builds a foundation to be able to then expand into service accommodation. When you got all the management stuff that you need to know how to handle when it comes to HMOs, and then like I'm saying, it's a foundation. I'm not saying it's all you need. I'm saying if you want to learn how to do it properly, like rent to rent, service accommodation, you know, we have got a suite of different experiences that are going to give you the foundation physically, mentally and emotionally to be able to take yourself forward and apply what you learn when it comes to, how does rent to rent work? How does service accommodation work?
Because it's not just about learning about it, it's doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's when stuff comes up. Like every single time we've done a deal, different challenges.
Yeah,
like brand new.
Even now, when you think you're seasoned and you've done over £16 million worth of HMO projects, even now a refinance, new things are coming up, new requirements.
And you might be looking at us thinking, who are these children? Right? I've never seen these before. Yeah, listen, we're 33. Are you 33 yet?
Right.
Anyway, we're 33 at this point in our lives, and in just it's just under 3 years of growing. If you're talking about August 2017, we have built a portfolio in property. Yes, a massive percentage is HMO because we love it, which is what we're going to go through. Of over 16 million. So if you want to be able to do that kind of result for yourself, and listen, if your little voice is coming up right now, we've got 3 children. We both were in full-time jobs and we had no money. So we did it with none of our own money. We only started using some of our own money now. But I'm trying to give you these things now because that, if you start talking to yourself like, yeah, but you've done this and yeah, but da-da-da-da, no, that will switch you off. You will then stop participating and stop listening to what's coming next in this training. And I'm trying to help you so that you can get the most out of this so that you can actually take action and start doing these results for yourself. Would that be good? If this is good, hashtag yes.
And
hashtag
subscribe
now
to the YouTube channel because we're going to give you so much and there's already so much. Make sure you follow on Instagram. So and Real Life Group.
So Meloweja for the amazing videos and stuff like that. Amazing team around us.
No sense, please.
Yeah, but they love that.
Top sense. Yeah. So on Instagram, it's Real Life Group and it's Mark Harvey. And what's yours?
At Trisha Harvey.
Yeah.
1. At Trisha Harvey 1.
Yeah.
I think it
and
is.
then get on LinkedIn.
What is my name?
LinkedIn.
Tell me what my name is on Instagram.
What's LinkedIn?
I don't know. Loads of different hashtag LinkedIn.
Real Life Group and Mark Harvey. What are you on LinkedIn?
Trisha Peg.
I mean, you make it so difficult to people. How are they supposed to
I'm in the process of changing my name back, so I'm a bit confused at the moment.
Changing it forward for you. Come on, be positive.
Forward, good life. Hashtag great.
Yeah.
Yes. Hashtag yes. I love that.
So this is what it is. Wherever it is you're watching, I need you to comment where you are watching. Also, I need you to tag some more people. You haven't tagged enough people. Whether you're watching this put hashtag replay if you're watching this on the replay, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. I think the comments are a lot less from people on YouTube.
Yeah, but even
YouTube,
listen.
why don't you show Facebook? Why don't you show Instagram that people on YouTube they can comment more? Yeah, and I can ask questions. And I'm going to put a hashtag replay and get yourself seen and get yourself known on YouTube.
And listen, somebody's just put this in. I think this is wise as well to just note down. Somebody's put, prove them wrong. Yeah, prove them wrong is like an ego thing that comes up. Like, I'm going to prove you wrong. Which is what I did in the beginning. It did help us move forward. But stop focusing on other people. Just focus on the result.
Would you say sometimes that still creeps into your...
Yeah, of course it does. But the main encompass of what actually achieves the result is when I'm focusing on what it is that I want and getting the answers to get me my desired result. It's not, hang on, because the challenges do come up. This challenge, for example, and the reason I want to point it out now is because this is, again, going to be a little voice that comes up for people. Yeah, but because some of the values, some of the properties we have, we've tripled and more.
We need to get into this checklist.
Yeah, but this is awesome because they're going to learn.
I know, so I want to ask you a question. So this is going to be intellectual information that people are about to receive. Yeah, because I know one of the blockers of learning is ego and thinking you know it, and not being open to the learning. I see it all the time.
Be a student.
Yeah, the people who are slow, or not even moving at all, which means you're going backwards. Even the people who are slow, it's because they have an ego. It's because they don't want to accept something from someone else. So just say, you just said there, ego, and it's great advice. And you said sometimes it slips in. I want you, because this helps you too, and it helps me, and it helps all these people. Like, what advice would you give to someone to like I don't know what to call it, lower their ego, tame their ego, because it never goes away, in my opinion anyway, it never goes away, but like just satisfy the ego so that the truth can come through, the truth, honesty and integrity, so you can accept information. What advice would you give to them?
So that's what I'm saying, to put the ego to one side or to calm it down, because the ego will never really leave you, is focus on the solution, finding the answer.
Okay,
because what helped me, because initially I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong, you can't tell me no, da. But what actually, that didn't, yes, it might have aided me getting to my result, but the thing that got me to my result was keep going until you find the answer. There is an answer. There is an answer. And if you keep going long enough, you will find somebody that has the answer. And yes, it may not be one person or two people. It may be 10, 20 people. But if you keep going, your ego is going to push you into that so that you keep going. But be focused on the solution, not I'm doing this to prove them wrong. I'm doing this because this is my result that I want to achieve. And to get my result, I need to have some more information. I need to have help from somebody else. So that's where you're putting your ego to one side, because you're admitting and being open to the fact that you're not the expert here and that other people have the answers and not you. So that puts your ego to one side, because your ego has to be quiet. Because if your ego's going, I know I'm the best, I can do anything, that's great and everything, but you don't know the answers because you haven't done it yet.
So give 3 techniques, because people are about to receive this information right now. I want to give you more than what we promised. You thought you was just getting a checklist. You're not just getting that, you're getting how to apply it as well. So give your 3 top things of how, like in the moment, in the heat of the moment, because that's where the ego wants to like punch its way and fight. Isn't it true? Yeah, it's true. Give your 3 top tips on how to like let it pass, so the truth can come through and the collaboration and
listen, this is not prepared that he's asking me these questions, so just give me a sec. So first thing, breathe. I think take a deep breath.
Show us the technique.
So if you feel like you're getting all riled up and your ego's like going ba 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 ba, just go 3 times.
Okay, great. What's next? And next?
And take a little second. So breathe. Do it 3 times if necessary, just to calm yourself down and bring yourself into a calm state where you can.
Of life.
Being open. Be open.
Breathe.
So you breathe 3 times. Sorry, you're taking me out.
Breathe.
You breathe 3 times, like once if necessary, but 3 times really will make you get in the zone.
What's the next one?
2, be open.
How?
Be open to receiving information.
What's the tip? In the heat of the moment, nobody's open. In the heat of the moment, they just want to fight their cause.
But you've got to surrender to being a student.
Yeah, so how?
No, like giving yourself the gift of saying that you don't have all the answers. That even if somebody's telling you something that you know, you may learn something new. It's like watching a film.
Yeah, but in the heat
you watch
of the
a film
moment,
more than one time, and the second time you watch it, you notice something different that you didn't notice the first time?
I know you've got the magic inside, so how? What's the tip?
I don't know what you want from me.
No.
Breathe. Be open.
Yeah, but be open. How do I be open? In the heat of the moment, where it's like, no, I've got to be right. No, what did it help you? Come on, the answer's inside of you. I know you know how to do it. And I think sometimes, like, everybody struggles with it. Yeah? And if you openly admit that you struggle with it, like, I struggle with it. In the heat of the moment, I'm like, guns come up, the little council estate kid, where it's like, if someone's going to do something to me, I've got to fight back because it's a sign of weakness if not. I mean, that's in...
Okay, breathe. Ask for support.
So you ask for support.
Yeah.
That's how you be.
So I need some help right now because my emotions high, so my intelligence is low.
Yeah. So is asking for support, does that mean talking more or listening more?
Listening, because you say, I need some help right now.
Boom.
And then you listen.
Yeah, actually, do you want me to tell you out the third one?
Yep.
Yeah, I think if in the heat of the moment, if you feel your ego, if you feel like you want to be right, or someone is giving you some feedback or someone's giving you advice, just listen and don't reply. Just think about it.
Yeah, that actually works because
think about it. Hold on a second. I need to give the lesson. I need to give the last piece of the thing. You just think about it. Why? Because once you've thought about it, 9 times out of 10,
you have nothing to say.
9 times out of 10, someone will steal the end of your sentence. You know, so
sorry.
You're not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Breathe.
No, but that's true.
No, breathe.
But the reason I say
Breathe.
that is because you actually. You trained me that before because I don't know, it was about a year or 2 ago, and you said that to me. You said
being trained and doing it is 2 different things, Trisha. You know that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying from my experience when I did that. So he was telling me, and because I was struggling, and he said, listen, we were on a training. One of our mentors said to us, right, the way, because you're in a couple, because you're in an intimate relationship and you're in business, it's going to be very challenging for you guys to do feedback. Because we have to give each other difficult feedback, right? You're going to be like this in your business too. And with your, if you're doing it in intimate relationships at the same time, so you're going to have to put a system in place for the way that you deliver feedback to one another so that it doesn't feel like a personal attack, or you will potentially still take it personally. But that's why if you use this system that Mark's talking about, where you breathe, you listen, and then you don't reply at that moment. Go away, think about it, and if the things that you wanted to say during the argument are still factual and need to be said, then when your emotion has calmed down, you come back later and say, hey, so what we were talking about earlier, I was just going to ask you 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of the time you won't have anything to come back and discuss, because a lot of the time the stuff that's coming up is your ego.
You repeated that like you.
Yeah, because but that's what I'm saying. Because when I learned it, I was
here's the thing for the people. Here's the special thing. The special thing is
special.
Yeah, the special thing is that you must be executing what you're saying, because that's the only way you know it. That's the only way that you feel it. So now we've kind of given you the context and how to accept and wanting to now take on this information. Are you ready for this HMO checklist?
Yes!
Yeah, I need to see some stuff. I need to see some activity.
So listen, when you first of all get an offer accepted on a HMO, this is the most exciting thing. You must absolutely celebrate.
What are you doing? You give it to her?
I'm going.
I don't see anybody asking.
Oh, you're asking? Okay.
I don't see anybody asking.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't know if they want it or not.
Say hashtag yes. Hashtag ready. Hashtag. Do you know what you need to hashtag? Hashtag RLPW. There you go. It's a great hashtag. Hashtag RLPW.
Yeah, so by the way, we're going to give you a checklist for HMO right now. But there are a few different programs we do. We do something called Real Life Property Wealth, which is a 2-day program. Immensely immerse you in not just strategies and step by step and all that stuff.
That's holding.
Oh my goodness. We're not together anymore, so I don't know if we're going to do that same way. Yeah, so not just step by step, but also the execution, like the application of it, the making it happen part of it. Because isn't it true that without the experience, the information is useless? So you need to put in experience. We'll also do a 4-day program, especially if you like HMO, Probably Wealth Turbo. Oh my god!
And it's not boring. Like our trainings are experiential. They're not classroom style. You won't fall asleep like Mark did once.
Come and judge it. Yeah, but come and judge it yourself.
I was sitting there like this, all excited, because I was like an encyclopedia.
Yeah, but they might find it boring.
And Mark was like,
they might find it.
How can you fall asleep in our training?
You were just talking to people. So what are you talking about? You're sitting there taking notes. You're just talking to the person next to you. I couldn't hear what.
Turn to the person.
You were louder than the guy at the front. Your conversation was kind of a little bit interesting, even though you weren't even talking about property a lot of the time to the people who were sitting next to you.
Wasn't I?
And I was just like, well, I'm a little bit.
Do you know
tired.
what I was doing?
I need to save my energy for the networking pieces. So
I think it was in London, and we met some people that were from the area we were looking to invest in. Oh, in Birmingham. We met some people that were from the area that we were looking to invest in for our first HMOs, and what I was doing was we were making a checklist of the areas to avoid and the areas to look at.
We've got to give them this checklist.
And then, yeah, awesome.
No, but
yeah. Hashtag BWT, yes, I love that.
Yeah, awesome. Let's do this. So look, the first thing you got to do is get your numbers confirmed. Now, Probably Wealth Turbo and Real Life Property Wealth, all the programs, we give you all the numbers. Everybody always needs more work on the numbers. We got online programs, all the stuff that you need to back up yourself with, we've got YouTube videos, so make sure wherever you're watching this, go subscribe to the Real Life Group YouTube channel, because we've got different ways how to work out numbers, how to build £1 million portfolios and stuff, and how all that works. So first of all, you got to get your numbers confirmed. But what does that mean? That actually means you've got to have a few exits, right?
I think as well, it's having the network, coaches, mentors, trainings, but a safe environment to be able to confirm your numbers, not only for yourself, because listen, you could triple check them, but having an environment where it's safe to say, hey, boom, look at this deal, have I missed anything? Like, is this okay? So like the Real Life Tribe is the safest environment in our experience. People are doing amazing deals in the HMO arena. So having a network around you that is safe to be able to get somebody to quadruple check them with you as well. That's a massive thing. And that is what comes under getting your numbers confirmed. So you've got to get an offer accepted though, right? So you're doing your numbers, but then you get an offer accepted on a HMO. So your first ever HMO, think how exciting this is. First of all, you need to celebrate, right? You need to celebrate. Big time. And then to get all your numbers confirmed, you need to do your due diligence, because you're going to have initial numbers. We're going to teach you on our trainings, on our 2 days and our 4 days and our multi-days trainings. We'll show you like fast numbers, and then we also go through the nitty-gritty detail as well, because some of you like really analytical brains want the detailed numbers. So when you've got your offer accepted, then you go confirm the numbers in a detailed format. So getting your builders around there, broker information, insurance, etc. So you're going to have more accurate numbers then to be able to analyze the deal and say, hey, okay, this is the interest rate I'm going to get on my loan. So over 10 months, if for example your project's going to take 10 months, I'm presuming it's a big one, because go big or go home, right? Then you analyse that and say, okay, it's going to cost me £1,000 a month for 10 months, so that's £10,000 just in holding fees. So this is just to own the asset for that time whilst you're in renovation. So that's part of the big cost. So getting your numbers confirmed is quite a, a detailed process, but it's very simple. It's very simple. Don't think I can't do it, it's too crazy, it's too over analytical. And remember, again, being around the right people in the right network, Real Life Tribe, this is something, it's a very simple process, and being able to get check from people. Imagine somebody in the network saying, hey, you've missed this out, just add this on. Have you checked this? Have you found out this? That's the kind of network that you need to be surrounding yourself in. What is next?
Making sure, well, as part of the numbers is like, did you say comparables? Comparables, so you're working out in the beginning. This is also important for your prop valuations and your refinances as well. Because we're talking about HMO.
What is a prop valuation if somebody's never watched us before?
Yeah, so what we're talking about is making sure in the beginning, when you are starting the work, you're going to need to get a valuation anyway for them to, if you're getting a bridge loan or some kind of loan from a bank or somebody, you're going to need to get that valuation. Yeah, but so what you need to do is get like a prop valuation of what is it going to be worth when I do these works to this spec.
So a prop is a proposed valuation or a pre-valuation. So the bank is going to say, this is what it's worth now, so we're happy to lend you that money to buy it in its current state because it's going to be worth this, and then this is what it's likely to be worth at the end based on what you plan to do.
Yeah. So it's, again, it's give. What I said, was it?
Yeah. I'm just explaining it a bit more.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, you got to do this, number one, to confirm your thoughts in the beginning, but also just to clarify that, hey, look, when you come back, this is where it's going to be as well.
How cool is that? That you know what's going to happen at the end before you even got into the deal, before you spent any money.
So also, as part of your checklist, you need to make sure estate agents are being informed. You got the details of the solicitors. What else?
Yep, so they'll send a sales memorandum over to you saying you have had your offer accepted, whatever it was, subject to contract. So you'll need to send your solicitor's information so that they'll send that to you and then the solicitor also. You'll need to, if you're buying it in a limited company.
That's the point where they officially, the offer is accepted, when all that's happened.
Absolutely. And then obviously you can just wait for it to say sold subject to contract online, and then you can celebrate it again. You always celebrate all wins. But at the same time, if you're buying it in a limited company, don't panic at this stage. What we did when we started was we didn't set up our limited company to buy the house in until we had an offer accepted. So as soon as we got the offer accepted, we then set the company up, because it takes like literally 10 minutes.
I think what you're trying to say, it doesn't matter. Some people are like holding their horses or use it as an excuse not to move forward, where the truth is, if you have it set up, fine, and that's the company you're going to use, great. But if not, don't worry. Like, it doesn't take long to get things set up and moving. Probably the only thing that would take a little bit longer sometimes, in some cases, it depends on this, is setting up the business bank account.
That.
But again, it's not the end of the show. It's not the end of the road because as long as you're tracking like accounting information, then even if you different bank account
or something, and also
I'm talking about bank account. If a different bank account is used, then it can be. Is that okay if I say this bit? Do you want me to say or something? Yeah. So even if a different bank account is used, no, it's because this part you don't take care of, is it? Like she has no idea about bank accounts and accounting and all that. She's like. What is that? Yeah, so like what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if it's used in a different part, it can be. I just realised that's what it was, isn't it? Totally like bored you.
No, it isn't. No, what I'm saying is, again, what we did in the beginning, like Mark said, it doesn't matter. If you get the offer accepted, then you can set your company up to buy it in. Then you can go back to the agent and say, this is the company name that we're buying it in. And then they'll send you a new memo with the new company name. So as long as they have it at the point where it's getting towards exchange and things. Business bank accounts take... can be very quick ones, but depend on them. Just give yourself a good 4 weeks.
By the way, is this valuable?
Yeah, so valuable.
Is this valuable? I want to know, wherever it is you're watching this, is this valuable? What are you learning so far? What's your biggest takeaways so far? I need to understand. I need to understand what it is that you're doing, or what it is you're getting. Because, by the way, whoever's watching this live, you're going to get something very special at the end of this. So tell us all the value that you are getting. What are your biggest takeaways?
This is brilliant. Somebody's just said, if you're not a British citizen, then your business bank account setup can take a lot longer. So bear that in mind. If you're an overseas investor and you're doing investments in the UK, to factor that in. But give yourself about 4 weeks grace to set up a business bank account. Now again, with a lot of commercial lending, with like HMOs, for example, you've got to look at this, that they are generally going to want your business bank account details, obviously, when you're getting closer to it. With a different type of lending, they're not so fussy, so you can go with a different bank account. But you're not going to need the bank account details and stuff like that until you're getting closer to exchange. Normal conveyancing time from the moment you've got an offer accepted on a property to actually completing the purchase, as standard, is between 8 to 10 weeks anyway. If you're buying subject to planning permission being granted, that's an 8-week application generally. So again, just check with your own councils and stuff. But if you've got an 8-week planning application that's got to go through, you've got to get an architect around there to draw the plans up and things like that. So that potentially takes you to 10 weeks just from the offer accepted. And then you've obviously got to go through for searches, exchange and completion. So there's a lot of varying factors that happens here. So you just bear all that kind of stuff in mind, but don't panic is what we're saying. You can always buy some time if necessary. So definitely getting it all sent and set up and not panicking, because it isn't a stressful experience. And
then based on that, you've worked your numbers out before, now you need to make sure that is translated into schedule of works from the person running the project. So if we're talking about HMOs, we're doing proper conversions, we're looking at adding proper value to because I mean, we've got people in the real life tribe, and in fact we've done it on a couple of properties as well, where they're already functioning as what you would class them as HMOs, but in that instance, you definitely need to make sure that you're adding a lot of value. We just went to see one with a couple of tribe members that actually the house is in pretty good nick. The kitchen is still got the cellophane on it.
Brand new.
So
it's amazing.
Yeah, so in those scenarios, you got to be making great different conversion, to add more value.
Like they're reusing that kitchen.
And the reason I stress that point is because it's all about, okay, now schedule of works, we're running this as a proper project. I'm not talking about a project that is like you said, a lounge with a bed in it. I'm not. You don't need a schedule of works for that. You could just write that on the back of a napkin or something.
But these are the kind of things that obviously we're doing. We've done a separate video. I think it's going to be going live soon. But these are the kind of things that will cause you a problem when you're coming to refinance them if you're doing commercially. If you're going to just put a bed in a lounge and call it a bedroom, things like that you will fall short when it comes to valuations and things like that.
And listen, if you need loads of different areas, or you want to submerge yourself in the information of what it is, then go subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that's where a whole host of videos are, like short little snippets of what it is that you need.
And manageable chunks, because if you're working full time, if you've got children and you struggle for time, get yourself to one of the real life events, because certainly you will discover your true potential on how much time you actually have available, which is a lot more than you think. Because honestly, there's some trainings that we go through with you where you just look at your calendar and you're like, seriously, I have no time, I don't have time. And then you look at your calendar and you're like, what was I doing between this time and this time? What do I actually achieve in that
That's
time,
good advice.
right? But what I'm saying is, in regards to this, they're bite-sized chunks, so you can just watch them on the go. You know, if you've got an internet device, most people have a smartphone of some kind these days, so you can watch them on the go. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep getting notifications of.
Oh my God, there's podcasts. There's podcasts everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, whatever the Android thing is. I don't really use it.
Everyone loves audio now. I certainly do.
Yeah, but it's there, and you can watch it listen to it on the commute and everything else. Also, hey, look. So now you've got schedule of work you need quote from the builders. People always say, why is there such a big difference between one quote and another quote? Listen, you need to make sure this is in your checklist. You need to make a decision on your design. Yeah, and what is all your fixtures and fittings going to be? Because when people are pricing things up, you need to make sure that they're pricing the same thing. Because what happens is, and this happened on one of our projects, like they come in and their builder comes up with all these beautiful ideas, and you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing, oh that's good, and that's what they quote on. Next builder comes around, they might either just do it off what you say, or they do the same thing, and they start going, hey, yeah, what about if you did this? What about if you did that? Now they're quoting completely different things. So if you're going to, in the beginning, once you start building your teams, you need to get 3 different quotes. You need to make sure that they are quoting on the same thing, because if they're not quoting on the same thing, oh my goodness, like it's going to quote, like it's going to be very difficult for you to make a decision and be able to not just. We have a whole process of how to build, a reliable, fantastic power team, to make sure that you understand how to recruit, how to retain them, and how to make sure that they are reliable and
they deliver the results.
Yeah, they deliver the results.
But yeah, when you also, as part of your financing of the schedule, if you're doing HMOs in a commercial funding way, so if you need to work with commercial lenders and you'd like to get them commercially revalued at the back end, you need to have your build quote as part of your actual purchase process for the bank. In most cases, they will require a schedule of works with a solid quote. And if you're doing development finance, you absolutely need your schedule of works and your full build quote from the builder, because they need to approve the amount that you're spending on it to say, is it going to be worth what we're spending on it, etc. So that is quite an important part of your process. So don't leave it too late, because you're going to need that. What else? Yeah, make a decision on your design. Absolutely essential.
Instruct your solicitor.
Yeah, so get ready. So paying for your searches so that they can get started. Sometimes the local searches can take a while if they're delayed at the council and things like that. But
instruct broker.
Yeah,
is there something else with solicitor?
With the solicitor.
No. So it's an instruct broker as well, because you need to make sure that they're going through the process, and especially if it's your first one, the first time that you're going to go to a broker, a whole of market broker, so they get access to the whole market for the lenders, you're going to need to make sure that you've already filled in what most people call like a fact find, or what do they call it, anything else?
Yeah, fact find, or it's just all of your personal financial information.
So they know what lenders to go to, right?
And then the first time it's a bit slower. This is something you could do before getting an offer accepted. You could start building up your power team or your professional capacity team, whatever you want to call it, that is going to look after you, that is going to be the go-to people, so that you can say, hey, I've got this offer accepted, this is the deal, and then they can start looking at deals for you straight away. But like Mark said, it's probably best to get that in as quickly as possible, because it can take a while at the very beginning of your
if it's the first time, if you go to a new broker or something like that. Yeah. But also building a strong relationship is very useful, because they get to know you and they know what the situation is and all the rest of it. Would you say home buyer surveys on the checklist, or is it only if applicable? Or?
Yeah, so only if applicable. If you want to get a home buyer survey, which simply is a survey just to make sure that there's no hidden craziness in the property that you've not noticed upon viewing it with yourself or just you and your builder. Sometimes they will require further surveys if they've got damp or any structural issues, but then they will require further reports on those. And again, it's a very much red list. They're kind of like everything is disaster, in the property. So you have to kind of look at them lightly and not be like, oh my goodness, because you'll never do property again. So a lot of the time in the beginning, we use them to help us with a delay time. So they are really useful for that. But at the same time now, if we've got certain purchases, our build team is excellent at looking around things now, and sometimes they'll require structural, but a lot of the time we don't really get home buyers done now.
Guys, so we know that this is useful. Wherever it is you're watching this, just like write in the comments, like, what's your biggest takeaway? What's the biggest penny drop moment that you got so far? What's the biggest reminder that you've had? Or what's the biggest something that's like, yeah, this makes this work for me?
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. And then you're going to proceed to like the application for the lender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this means they're going to give you, usually they're going to present you a couple of options, maybe. Usually it's the ones that they favour the most.
Yeah, so you're gonna get different lenders to choose from, but again, you want to ask the questions like how quickly are they gonna, if you're doing development finance, how quickly is the drawdown process for the builders? You know, because the builders don't want to wait if they've got suppliers chasing them. And is it a backdated thing? Do the builders have to complete the works and have photographs and sign off before they can draw down, or can they pre-draw down? So can they say, okay, next phase is going to be this, and this, like first fix, electricals, joinery, or whatever. So it's going to be 12,000 based on the schedule. Then can they pre-draw down so that they can have the money to pay the trades to do the next stage of work? So there's lots of questions around that you can do, but if it's just a normal sort of bridge to let kind of product that you're going for, then they'll give you a choice of the banks to work with based on what your outcome is at the end, because you want to make sure you start with the end in mind, of course. And then at the same time, you'll get quotes for valuers. So to have, like we were talking about before, pre-valuation, prop valuation, if you're doing a commercial product, then they'll send you a list of which valuers to choose from in your local area and how much they're going to cost. Remember, don't always look at the cheapest. It's not about the cheapest. It's about finding the valuer that is going to value the product correctly. That's it, simply. You know, are they commercially experienced? Do they do HMOs usually? Like, how long have they been working in that area? How successful are they with that bank? How is the bank's kind of experience with them? How quick do they get the reports back? Because when the report gets sent back to the bank, it takes a further anywhere between 7 to 10 days to get the actual formal offer out. And then once you've signed that and you're happy with that, then it takes another 5 to 7 working days generally from that point. So if you've got a valuer that's taking 2 to 4 weeks to get their report back, are they going to be somebody that is going to be useful if you've got to get this deal done quickly, if the vendor's putting pressure on you? So there's lots of things like that you can look into. And yeah, signing the paperwork, things like that. So as soon as you've agreed on the bank and the valuers and things like that, the broker will send all the information to you. You've got to get it all signed. Sometimes get personal guarantees signed as well, or debentures if you're doing it in a company and it's brand new. Don't be alarmed, there's a lot of things around that.
Yeah.
We are not FCA regulated, let me just point that out.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But also as well,
advice.
all of this is just happening. We haven't even exchanged yet, yeah? Because someone just said a comment, hey look, getting things done before completion, because I just completed, I wasted a month because now I'm still chasing for stuff like from builders and things like that. Yeah, we're not even exchanged yet. Yeah, so this is about making sure you understand your checklist, and this is why it's so important not just to know this information, or like necessarily you say no, you don't know the information until you have the experience of applying it. But that's what I'm saying. This is why it is so important to be in a safe environment. You know, get yourself in a room and be able to apply this as you go. Have people around you to help guide you and make sure that you're not missing anything, or just to kind of calm yourself, because I think if emotion goes up, intelligence goes down in any situation. So that's what it is. So then all of this stuff that we just spoke about, and then you're going to exchange on the property. And then at this point, you want to be timing it nicely. So if there are any things that you need to finish off or work around, or if you was going through planning, we're not discussing planning here because we want to just give you the normal, what we'd say, it's not like bog standard, but just like the main points.
Like a permitted development one that you're just doing like a 5 or 6.
Well, let's not even go into that. I'm just saying we're not included that. But if there are some things, this is where you need to time the exchange with the completion. Sometimes you might want to do it quickly, straight away. There was one where we got change of use on a property, and we were going through that planning during all this process where we got the offer accepted up to the point of exchange. We needed to, as soon as that came through, we increased. It went from 180 to 255. What's that?
Yeah.
That's 75.
Yeah.
75k increase. We didn't even do anything to the property.
In a day.
Just from one day to the next because of that change of use. That is what the power of doing commercial.
So we exchange within about 14 days.
Yeah, well, exchange and complete. I'm saying you might want to do it quicker, but there may be other times where you've got some other things happening. So before all of the funds get exchanged to, exchange, but I'm talking about completion, then you might want to put a little bit of a delayed completion on that.
Yeah.
Maybe the people maybe the people live in the house still. You know, rare on some of the deals that we do because
we're going
it's different buildings.
To become a building site.
Yeah.
Don't really want to live around that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. But you need to time all of that. Yeah. Then what you need to make sure that you're going to do is at that point of completion, here's the checklist. You've got to transfer all the utility bills. Council tax and water and all of that good
You don't
stuff.
want them knocking on your door saying you've got an unpaid bill.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
That's
what you need to make happen.
Trust the process. Yeah, but this is funny, right? So we transferred everything over, did one big switch with our broker, and one of them failed to transfer, but we still don't know the reason why, because the team is currently dealing with it to figure it out. But for some reason they didn't switch. So then they turned up to the site, and the builders are like, "Hey," and they said, "Hey, we're going to we're trying to recover a debt." And I was like, "What?" And he went, "I've paid it, it's fine, but just to let you know." And I was like, "I didn't even know they were the supplier. I thought it was switched a year ago." I was just like, this is hilarious. So yeah, always make sure that just from the beginning, get everything set up, have it on a spreadsheet or something, just to make it so you know who your suppliers are, how much it's going to cost you. Put them on medium rates, because again, if the property is going to be empty other than builders use, just like Severn Trent, we literally, so for the water, it might be a different, because there are different suppliers for different areas and stuff. We just rang them and said it's going to be unoccupied for a while because the builder's going to be in there renovating. So they just put like a freeze on the account. Sometimes they might have like a daily standing charge, something like that, but very, very minimal usage. So don't pay the top direct debits unless you need to. And again, the same with the gas and electricity. We put it on minimal usage, so it just was like a daily standing charge instead of paying like a £30-40 a month per direct debit, because it wasn't being utilised. So think about things like that where you can save costs. And also in council, so the council tax, when you're transferring that over, obviously if it's in your company name, it's fine, or whatever name you've bought it in, ask them, are there any grants available on the council tax to save money, because it's going to be unoccupied for at least 6 months because we're renovating. So then in some of the areas, they came out to assess the property, see that it clearly wasn't being rented out or anything like that, and it was being renovated and unfit to be lived in. So we got 50% off for like the whole time that we renovated. So that's another saving. Always look to add value to your own portfolio by saving money where possible.
So when we've done this, now we need to take the through the bill phase. So like, we're going to give you the basic, bog standard thing that you need to make sure you take care of, because when you get a schedule of works, really this is going to be in there, especially if you know how to project manage, and if you learn to how to project manage, which is we teach people, we taught many people how to do this. But
but with HMO building control, so get your building control contract set up. If the builder's doing it, just chase the builder and make sure the builder's done it, but get that done so that it's ready in time for the completion of the property's purchase, so that the builders can go straight in and they're not waiting for the building control notice, because if you're waiting for the notice, you can't start work yet. It's a really important one. You don't want to forget to get building
carry
control.
on phases.
Yeah,
so for the first phase, so sometimes it could be 5 phases, 6 phases, 8 phases, 10 phases, depending on the project, but we're just going to give you a box.
Schedule of works.
Yeah, but we're just going to give you a box standard one. So what's the first phase? First phase is going to be standard like rip out, any structural works and anything like that. Second phase is what?
Second phase will be first fix electrics, joinery and plumbing. So getting all of those things in, and the initial ordering. If you've got any extensions going on, they're going to be digging down and laying foundations and things like that, and starting the first breeze bricks. Is there any challenges? So we've had a few recently with the extensions where they've had to dig down double depth because of like trees and stuff like that. So any additional things like that will all be done in the first phase.
Yeah, and then phase 3 is going to be like plastering. Anything else in the plastering?
Plastering,
No,
joinery.
no, it's joinery, because we've got the first fix of joinery, then we need to get all the plastering. That's a phase of itself, especially if we're talking about proper conversion.
They generally overlap. They do the plastering and then they're doing the fire door joinery.
Yeah, well, the frame.
phase.
No, the frame has to go in before you do the plastering. That's the first fix. The frames will go in first, then because then you got
the frames for the en-suites and stuff.
No, and the door frames as well, because you've got to plaster up to the door frame. Trust me on this one. Just say yes, Mark. Just say yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah. So then all that. Yeah, good advice. You're following it. Yeah. So then let's say plastering, and then it's the second fix. For joinery, plumbing, electricity, all of that stuff.
Because the second fix is where because the second fix is where they're putting all the intermittent strip rims in to the joinery. Right, I go on site. Yeah, it is. Anyway, the second fix, joinery, electrics, plumbing, and obviously control panels and things.
Yeah, and then after the second fix, then we're going to be snagging, right? No, carpets and decorate. Yeah,
Decoration.
Carpets and decoration first.
Tiling.
Yeah, decoration, finishing off. You know, like the end product finish, like you say,
Grouting.
fixtures, fittings, tiling, carpets, decoration, all of that good stuff.
And then snagging.
Then
so
snagging and cleaning.
And then the next.
And cleaning.
So the final phase is clean and furnish.
No, cleaning needs to be always snagging.
Clean and furnish.
You can't get the furnishers in there
No,
before it's been cleaned.
You can do the majority of the snag when you go.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
You could do because the best thing to do is whilst the builders are in thick on site, you can go around and like put post-it notes or something if you want to. You can literally start pointing them out, making a list, and then sending it to them so they can do it while they're still on site. The last thing you really want to do, because it is helpful, it's just when they've done the clean, so the big stuff can be done while they're on site. Then when the final clean's been done, then it will just be little nicks here and there that you've got to then send them to, okay? So then they'll have to send somebody back to site to obviously do those final snags. But what I mean is just when they're on site, it's going to be quicker and easier because they're already...
You don't need to sell it to me.
I manage the project.
Oh, what is that? What is it that you're doing right there?
What?
I manage the project.
No, I'm just saying because that's what I do. So I do the main snag whilst they're still on site. And then after the final clean, then it's just little corners that've got little chips on, maybe when the furnishing guys have been in and stuff. Touch up on the paints.
Yes, Trisha. Yes, chef. No, chef. Yes, chef. No, chef. Anyway, listen, that is what we've got time for because we've got the Real Life Tribe Mastermind, which you guys are going to get to at 8 o'clock. So you need to go do that. But here's the thing. Look, I need you to apply this stuff. I need you to write in the comments, for yourself. I hope you've taken lots of notes. Why don't you share this video? Why don't you get someone else to the Real Life group YouTube channel? Just do whatever it takes to share this stuff. People who are in the Real Life Tribe, you know how much this has benefited you already and all the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds of properties that you've purchased and renovated and complete. Also, what about the, what's it called? All of the millions and millions and millions of pounds that have been raised through knowing how to raise the money as well. It's absolutely critical that you need to know how to do that. But look, here's the thing. If you want to boost your journey forward, or if you want to get your journey started, it's not just about HMO. There's a few things you need to take into consideration.
Yeah, if you want to know what happens next, because literally we haven't even touched the surface.
Yeah, but it's not even just about next either. It's like there's just a few pieces. Like you don't just eat a meal. I mean, I used to do this, but like you don't just put I don't want to use meat. I don't eat meat anymore. I don't eat meat anymore. But like you're not just gonna have a piece of chicken on there. Yeah, like there's other parts to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not just going to say, right, I'm going to have a cup of tea and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to have water. I need the cup, I need the tea bag, I need, the other ingredients that I'm going to do. I need the kettle, I need the electricity, like all of these things that sometimes go on in the background that everybody takes for granted. So if you want, to go forward, then what is this? I don't think it's going too well, is it? Giles? What? Expand, please. Expand.
I think he's laughing.
Yeah. So anyway, listen. What you need to do is get yourself to Real Life Property Wealth. It's a 2-day event. It's not
amazing.
It's not even an event. It's not even an
event.
It's an experience, but it's a proper training.
Yeah.
If you think think of what you might perceive as education or training from school, right? It's like this is not where the person takes you into the gym and you just look at the equipment and talk about, oh yeah, this is how you get biceps if you do this. No, the real trainer gets you on the machine, gets you pumping some iron, and starts getting you working, going through an experiencing that workout, This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what Real Life Property Wealth is. Real Life Property Wealth, over 2 days, we build you up, sometimes we rip you apart, sometimes we have to put you back together because it's so difficult.
Let me put the link in it because you've just got to get it now. You've got to get it.
Just go to reallifepropertywealth.com, make sure it happens. Next one is in London. But just go see, because tickets sell out pretty quickly these days because a lot of people are getting. I mean, we broke the record last time. The last time the record. There's a lot of pressure on the next event, because 64 people in a 20-minute exercise.
So the link is in the comments.
Do you know how much they raised? They raised
over £339,000
it was. 339,000. 20 minutes. In 20 minutes. Yeah, this is just
massive celebration.
Listen, that's just one tiny exercise. I mean, it's 20 minutes over 2 days. Yeah, and these are like proper days. Like we start at 9 in the morning, finish 6, 7, 9. It's like 12-hour days easy. Yeah, no, because that's why we spread it out over 2 days, so it was a lot easier, because we used to like start at 8 and finish at like 11 at night.
Yeah.
So we had to split it over 2 days, which allowed us to add more experiences in, more training, more content.
Event where they were like, hey, we need to get the room set up for the next day.
No, not the first event. I remember the first 5 events where that happened.
They were like, I thought you were going to be finished, and we're like, yeah. But listen, it doesn't.
That's the thing.
It doesn't matter. You have to. We will make sure that we do whatever it takes to give you the biggest transformation, and if that means that we want to give you even more, then we're going to give you even more.
Yeah, but it's proven.
We're just not going to stop.
Yeah, but it's what we're saying. It's proven. We've got a system. We've got processes. We know how to get people results. We get offers accepted. People are, exchanging and completing within a few weeks. People are built. Just go check it out. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out Transformational Tuesdays.
Said he went to Property Wealth Turbo, and literally within about 2 days, he exchanged and completed on his property deal. Literally after going to Property Wealth Turbo. So and a massive deal that was. So you've got to be open to the process though, because you will not achieve the results and you will not achieve the success that you truly deserve if you're not open to the information. Yeah. So come along, be open to learning, and put your ego to one side and totally open up to transform.
You must do that. So hey, look, the Real Life Tribe, you know how to get onto the mastermind. Questions are answered, the support is there, the team is there, all the people are going to be there. So make sure that you take full use and take full advantage of that, because this is the network, this is the culture of all of the different people that are coming together, creating success for each other, helping each other. I just think it's totally amazing. So keep doing that. You're totally amazing. And you got to remember, never forget that you got to do the right thing for the right reason, because that's the only way that you're going to discover your true potential.